Peace, love, and wellness, guys. Welcome back to my channel. I am Samari of Ready to Enlighten. And today we are officially on day 29 of 30 days, 30 minutes a day yoga challenge. I am so excited for all the people who have joined and all the new subscribers. So we got to end these last 2 days powerfully. So if you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started. We'll first start off in Tadasana, my favorite position. And here we'll take a minute to bring stillness into our body, feet planted to the mat, arms out to the side, chest lifted, shoulders back. Here we'll take a moment to ground ourselves, bring ourselves into our body, into our present moment with some deep inhales and exhales, some clearing breaths. So when you're ready, take a deep inhale in and exhale. Again, another deep inhale and exhale. One more deep inhale and exhale. To allow ourselves to become still in our body. If you would like to set an intention right now, whatever you wish to get out of the practice for today, whatever goals you want to set for the day, just see it in your mind's eye. Visualize it in your head. Feel yourself fully embodying what you want to accomplish. Then we'll let it go as if it's already done. When you're ready, we'll open our eyes and we'll start today's practice with some sun breathing. So let's come to the top of the mat. Again, we're in that Tadasana pose where our feet is firmly planted to the mat, arms out to the side, chest lifted, shoulders back. Then we'll inhale, lifting our arms up towards the sky, lifting in the chest even more. Then we'll exhale, hinging from the hip, folding down towards the mat, allowing the fingertips to touch the mat, breathing here, allowing our head to hang heavy. And if you want to fold your arms here into ragdoll and let your head hang heavy even more, creating a slight bend in your knees. And if you want to gently rock from side to side, allowing any overthinking mind or any stress to just fall out the top of our head. Just allowing ourselves to be in our body, in our present state. And we can let go of the rocking if you were rocking. And release our hands back to the mat. Then we'll take an inhale, reaching up above our head, hinging from the hip, coming up powerfully. And if you want to take a small back bend, then we'll release our arms out to the side. And we're back into Tadasana. We'll do that one more time. We'll inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding down, diving down towards our feet, towards the mat. And if you want to grab a hold of your ankles and roll yourself even closer to your leg or shin, breathing. You can release your hands back to the mat. Then we're going to hand from a hip rise up again powerfully. Reaching our hands above our head. And if you want to take that slide back in again. And then exhale, releasing our hands down to the side. And then we're back into Tadasana. Shoulders back. Now we'll do it again, but a little bit deeper. But we're going to full sun salutation A. So we'll inhale, reaching up again. Exhale, folding towards the mat. But here, when our hands touch the mat, we'll come all the way to our palms, bending on the knees, stepping our legs back, coming onto the tippy toes, and allowing ourselves to lower down. You can fully lower your legs down to the mat, or come onto your tippy toes and upward dog, or cobra pose, whatever feels good to you. Breathing here. Then we're going to shift our way back, bending on the knees, pushing the hips up into the air, into that downward dog. Feel free to walk your legs out. Bend one knee, straighten the other. Turn ourselves into an upside down V, pressing against the mat. Bringing awareness and strength into our arms and strength into our legs here. And flattening that back, straightening that back out. Just breathe here. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. Really in tune into your leg and arm strength here. Allowing the head to hang heavy. Deeply breathing in and out through the nostrils. And exhaling through the mouth. And on your next inhale, we'll step, walk, or jump our feet up in between our legs. Folding here. Then we'll come up halfway, bring our hands to our shins, look forward, creating that flat back tabletop. Exhaling, folding back down to the mat. Then we'll inhale, reaching up towards the sky, hands above our head. And again, if you want to take another back bend. And this time we'll bring our hands into a prayer mudra above our heart and channel all that energy down into the center, into that heart space. Then we'll take a deep inhale, exhale, and release. We're back into Tadasana with our shoulders back and chest lifted. Breathing, grounded in our body. We'll do that one more time. We'll do it a little bit faster. We'll inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward, diving down toward the mat. When we get to the mat, we'll plant our hands, step ourselves back, and lower down, and float up into upward dog or cobra pose, wherever you're at. Breathing here. Then we'll bend our knees, untuck our toes, push ourselves up into a downward dog. Breathing here. Walking our legs out. Staying here for 5 breaths. Really tuning in here. Two more breaths. And on the next inhale, we'll step, jump, or walk our feet up in between our palms. Fold. Then we'll come up halfway, hands on that shin, flat back, look forward. Exhale, fold. Then we'll hands on the hip, rising up powerfully, taking that back bend. And bringing hands above our head, bringing that prayer mudra down into that heart space. We'll take a deep inhale. Exhale in, release that out. Back into Tadasana. Breathe. Now we're going to go into Sun Salutation B. Power up even more. So in this position, we're going to sink ourselves low, like we're sitting in a chair. Allow our back to come straight down. Then we'll reach our hands up above us, creating a slant from our back all the way into our arms. Breathing here. Visualize you have an imaginary ball in between our knees and we're squeezing that ball. Tighten our core, tighten our body, breathing here. And on our next exhale, we're going to hands from the hip, diving down towards the mat. And when our hands reach the mat, we'll stand up into a forward fold here. We'll come up halfway, flat back, looking forward. Then we'll exhale, bringing both hands back to the mat, bringing the palms to the mat. We'll step ourselves back again, lowering ourselves down. We're going to go all the way into Cobra Pose, pushing ourselves up. Then we'll untuck our toes and push ourselves back into Downward Dog. Breathing here. But we're not going to stay here for 5 breaths. We're going to keep that left leg planted. Extend that right leg straight into the air for that 3-legged dog. And then bring that right leg in between our arms. Planting it. Turning that back left leg perpendicular to the mat. And when you feel stable, we're going to hands from the hip, rise up powerfully into Warrior One pose. Keeping the bend in that right knee. Breathing here. Then we're going to change our hands sideways on our gaze. Pointing both fingers in both directions. Creating a bigger, deep bend in our knee. Breathing here, strong in our body, strong in our stance. We're going to drop this back left hand behind our back. Then extend this right hand up for reverse warrior. Looking at the hand like you're looking in the mirror, or you got a shield blocking anybody with negative energy. Breathe here. Then we're going to drop this right hand on that right knee and extend this left hand up into that side angle. Breathing here. Then we're going to bring this right hand up and act like we're holding an imaginary ball, holding a circle of beach ball in between our arms. Really tapping into our core here, breathing. And when you're ready, we'll release both hands down to the mat. Coming on the tippy toes on that back left leg. And we're going to extend this right leg back. We're going to lower down back into that Cobra Pose. Pushing ourselves up. Breathing here. Then we'll untuck our toes, bend at the knees, pushing ourselves back up into that Downward Dog so we can get the opposite side. We'll keep that right leg planted and extend that left leg into the air into that 3-legged dog. Then bring that left leg in between our arms. Turning that back right leg perpendicular to the mat. And when you're ready with your balance, we'll inhale, rising up powerfully in Warrior One. Breathing here. Then we'll turn our gaze sideways, arms out to both sides, straight across. Bring a deeper bend in that knee if you want to. Listening, tuning into our body. And we'll drop this right hand behind us, sending this left hand into the air, looking at it, gazing at it. Again, blocking any negative energy. Shielding ourselves in this reverse warrior. Then we'll drop this left arm onto that left knee and extending this right arm straight out into a slant. Breathing here. And then if you want to hold that imaginary ball in between our arms, really tap it into the core. Breathing here. One more breath. And when you're ready, we release both hands down to this mat, coming onto the tippy toes on the right foot, extending that left leg back, and we're gonna lower down again into that cobra. Coming back up, breathing here. Then we'll untuck our toes, pushing ourselves up into that downward dog, walking ourselves out. Then we'll do the 5 breaths here, catching our breath. Breathing here. Feel free to walk your legs out or whatever feels good to you. 2 more breaths. And on the next inhale, we'll step, walk, or jump our feet up in between our palms. Breathing here, folding. And again, we'll come up halfway, tabletop that flat back, looking forward. Exhale, releasing our hands back to the mat. And we'll end the same way we started. So we will sink low and reach high again. Squeezing that imaginary ball in between our knees. Breathing. Just tapping into the strong thighs, strong legs, strong core, strong foundation. And when you're ready, inhale, rise up, bringing our arms out and circling back into the heart space where prayer moves your hands. Breathing, receiving that energy. And we'll release our hands to the side. Allowing ourselves to be present in our body and ourselves. We'll inhale, reach our hands up again. Exhale, fold forward. Bringing our hands to the mat so we can come onto our knees. Here we'll go into some camel poses. We'll bring our hands to the small of our back. Knees about hip distance apart. And here, we will gently press our pelvis and hip forward as we begin to allow our back to bend and allow our head to hang heavy as we push our hips forward. Breathing, trusting our strong and healthy legs will hold us up. And then when you're ready, tuck your chin into your chest. Allow yourself to fold down, bringing the chest to the knees and extending our arms straight ahead of us and allowing our head to rest onto the mat in a child's pose. Breathing here. Then when you're ready, we'll hands back up And do that again in the camel pose. We'll bring your hands to the small of our backs. And when you're ready, we gently begin to press the pelvis forward and lean ourselves back, allowing the head to hang heavy. And if this is enough, feel free to stay here. But if you want to take it deeper, go ahead and drop your hands to your heels. And when you're ready, tuck your chin into your chest and go back into that child's pose. Bringing the chest to the knees, extending the arms straight ahead of us. Then we'll gently come up and release the front of our body to the mat. Bringing his left hand straight ahead of us. Turning on to that left side. Bending on that right knee. Bringing his left hand down onto that right knee. And allow this right hand to come up and across and twist open. Then we'll come back across, bringing that right leg down, coming back onto the front of the body, then extending this right hand above us, coming on our right side, bending on that left knee, bringing that right hand down, and allowing this left hand to come up and across to twist open. Then we'll bring this left arm back across, coming on to the front of our body, bringing the hands to the head space on our forearms, and we'll gently lift up into a Sphinx pose, chest and shoulders lifted, and we're on our forearms, keeping the pelvis to the mat. And when you're ready, we'll release that, releasing our head back to the mat. Then we'll gently press ourselves up into a cobra pose, extending the arms, reaching up with the chest, pelvis off the mat. And releasing ourselves back down. Then we'll gently press ourselves up into all four, coming on to the back of our body. Gently hug our knees to ourselves, gently rocking ourselves open. Then we'll extend our legs straight up. Straight up into the air as if we're walking on a ceiling. Breathe in here. you want to flex your feet, feel free to flex your feet. And let's bring our knees to our chest again, hugging them to us. Then we'll open them a little bit wider, bringing the knees towards the chest. And grab a hold of the outside of each foot for a happy baby pose. Breathing here. Want to rock yourself out. Feel free to rock around, side to side. Whatever feels good to you. Just breathe. Then we'll bring our knees together to hug into ourselves again. And release them straight out for Savasana, conscious resting, conscious breathing, conscious allowing. Here we will rest. If you're ready to come up out of this position, feel free to stay here as long as you want. When you're ready to come out of this position, begin to bring awareness back into your body. Bring awareness back into your breaths. Begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Roll your wrists around. Begin to bring your knees to your chest. Hug your knees into yourself. Gently rock yourself. You rock yourself into a comfortable seated position. At this time, I would like to bow to you to thank you for clicking on this video and sharing your practice with me today. If you like this video, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. Until next time, peace, love, and run.